Hi guys, it's Emily with Orchard Creek Homestead. So it's been just a little over a year since we moved into our house. So I thought I would kind of take you through another walkthrough of the outside. So in case you missed the first one, I'll put a link to it in the description box and also on the screen. But I also have some pictures I'm going to put in from when we first moved to the house. So that way if you want to check it out as well, you can see how much progress we've made on the homestead. So let's get started. All right, and I'm going to try to follow the same path as I did originally, so that way you can kind of see it. And so I've shared about this many times. This is Caleb's pizza garden. I've gone through and pulled up actually recently the sweet mint that were on either side, and I also pulled up the tomato, but this was completely covered in weeds. This bed right here was completely covered in weeds, and we are making it into our bulb bed. So it's just going to be all full of flower bulbs and stuff like that. So we've started that. So early spring, Rob pruned the grapevine. And then one of the biggest differences you'll see is if you come around here is the pasture. So when we first moved in, the pasture was incredibly overgrown. There are actually trees growing in here, so we've been working on taking that back. So about once a month or so, Rob will come in and mow it and get it looking back right. And actually come this fall, Rob's going to start putting in the fence, because we do want to have like a pig or a cow. I really want sheep, so we're going to start putting in a fence here and going into the woods some. So I'll come around the back and look, we have some beautiful grapes. Not as many as last year, but I think because we pruned it later, it was a little slower to get started, but that's all right. We still need to do so much work with the grapevine and get it put back on trellises and stuff. But that'll be a project for after it dies back this year. So when we first moved in, there was a barrel here and another dead grapevine. We actually moved the barrel to the backyard. We use it as a burn barrel, and the grapevine we got completely rid of because, I mean, it was dead as a door now. Another big change is our barn. So a lot of work has been spent on the barn. So it used to be completely covered up with poison ivy, the whole area here. And so we've taken back the poison ivy. There's actually some popping up right over there that Rob will have to take care of. But we've fixed the roof that was falling apart, and we've actually started making the barn back into something that is usable again. So there's still so much work we need to do. We want to put up some shelves so I can have all my chicken food and treats and stuff for the girls out here as well. But we got that set up. We have this area that works as our processing area for the meat chickens. So coming around where the chicken coop is was all overgrown, and we've taken that back. That is our Tom turkey. I'll let him out and the girls out as soon as I get done with the video, but I didn't want him following me around the yard. One thing I would like to do out here, since we have our chickens out here in our garden, is that's our water hose that we run from the house. I'd like to get something different so we don't have to run the water hose out every time. At my mom's old house, she actually ran a water hose underground, and that worked perfectly. But I don't know if we want to put something else in, like maybe some rain barrels or something like that to capture the water. All right, so this whole area here was wide open. We've taken it in for a garden. We're actually going to expand the garden about 12 feet this way. And then on the other side, we're going to put in a little potting shed. Our garden didn't produce as much as we would like this year, and that's completely our fault. We didn't take enough time and care with the soil, but we did get some crops out of it. So again, this was all completely overgrown. This as well, completely overgrown with poison ivy. Come on, Rainy. A couple of other big things is when we first moved in, there was a pile of dead trees there, dead and dying trees, and also there was a ring of trees around just some junk that they were trying to burn. So we've taken that in, raised it up, and planted our asparagus and some strawberries there. And we put our mulch pile there for now, but that is going to be where we plant our fig tree. And one of the things I've been thinking of, we were thinking of putting the orchard over there because it's a little bit hard for Rob to mow. Then we changed our mind and we were going to put it up near the house where those crepe myrtles are, because we do have a couple of dying, dead crepe myrtles. But I'm wondering maybe if we shouldn't put the orchard in this area here, if that would look really nice and give us some privacy. So we pruned that grapevine as well this year. We pruned the peach trees. We had a late hard frost, so we don't really have anything to show for the peach trees. But that's okay. Next year is a new year. All right, so coming around this corner. So coming around this corner, this was an old bed that had like another dead grapevine in it and some other stuff. So we've let that completely grass back over, taken everything out. So now it looks all nice and neat again. That's our big old grapevine. Haven't seen any grapes on this one, but that's okay. All right, so our apple tree, we had a few apples, but nothing ever came of them this year. It needs heavily pruning, so we'll do that again. Those are our crepe myrtles. That one right there by the basketball hoop is the one that is dead. All right, so coming around the corner here, you'll find that we have a bunch of plants that are in pots that are waiting to be planted or something. So we have a banana, a palm. I think those will stay potted. Some little herbs, again, just a lot of potted stuff. Hibiscus. I have an elderberry down there that needs to be planted. This area right here, we had discussed doing maybe our asparagus there, but what we ended up doing is actually our blueberries. So we have 8 blueberry plants here right now, because a few of them, we only lost one of them. So we have our blueberries in there, and I'll end up getting, the dead one is right there, so I'll end up getting one to replace there. But like I said, we have these plants here that need to be planted somewhere. So that is what I'm working on, is trying to figure out where I'm going to plant those and just kind of how everything will look. But yeah, that's just a quick little tour of everything that we've done since last year. There's so much that we still have left to do. We need to put the orchard in. We need to expand the garden. We need to get more animals besides turkeys and chickens. We actually got rid of the geese, and that'll probably be maybe a video for another day as to why we got rid of the geese. But the work here is never done. But you know what? This is what we wanted, and we are so blessed to be able to do this. It's something that we've been waiting 7 years to be able to do, so it's happening and we are enjoying it. All right, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.